Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on DC TV and the Arrowverse in general because, well, we got a Crisis on Infinite Earths poster and a new character coming in, as well as just some general info about it to go over, and let's just jump straight into it. So let's look at the poster, and man, this is a good poster. So the poster is usually the first thing we get, and they're leaving this till really late. It didn't drop like on a special day, like exactly 2 weeks until the crossover. I think it's about 2 weeks and 2 days, I think, from today, when the crossover starts. So it's a bit random that they decided to drop it now, but, you know, I'd rather have it now than never. But yeah, usually we get the poster first, so it's a bit random that we're getting it after a bunch of promo images and a bunch of teaser trailers, and even just like a singular teaser trailer from just over a week ago or something. So, but as I said, yeah, better late than never. But let's just quickly go over this poster. So the first thing I do want to address is people were saying, where's the anti-monitor? Because we already got to look at him, so why not show him on this poster as well? Mark Guggenheim teased that we might be getting 2 posters. I don't think he confirmed we're getting 2 posters, but he sort of alluded to and teased that we might be getting 2 posters. So whatever that other poster might be, it might be the villains of the event. Maybe we might see anti-monitor. Maybe they might reveal Reverse Flash on a poster or something, or it might be maybe the Earth's getting destroyed with the anti-monitor there. We'll have to wait and see, but he did allude to them being 2 posters that are coming out. But yeah, in regards to this poster, obviously we have the Monitor at the top, just, you know, doing his little I am a false god, as Nash Wells would say at the top there. But there is some interesting things, obviously. We have John Constantine, who hasn't really been seen on set, but we knew he was in Crisis, he just wasn't seen on set, so I guess it's cool to have him there. Lois Lane, Clark Kent from Earth 38. We have Harbinger, the Kingdom Come Superman, which is cool to see him there. Lex Luthor, he was revealed in the teaser trailer from about a week ago, so that's not a massive spoiler. We do have, well, John Jones, or, you know, Martian Manhunter in his human form there at the back. The most interesting thing here, and I was actually sort of surprised, is that, like, Batwoman has, like, the most focus on the poster, but I think it's just, like, the cool thing with her wings. Now, the only issue I have with this, I think that's the same shot from Elseworlds, you know, her little that costume reveal poster that we got for Elseworlds. I think that's the exact same shot of her. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's the exact same thing. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments section down below, but when I looked at it, I was like, that looks really familiar. Now, of course, we have Iris there, which I think that's an old shot of Iris as well. A lot of this stuff actually seems like old promo image stuff in regards to, like, the characters that are in the background, but I guess with Batwoman as well. We have the Earth 90 Flash, Cisco there as Vibe, so this pretty much confirms that he's in the crossover as Vibe, even though that teaser trailer from earlier in the week did that as well, like we saw him dressed up as Vibe. Having Black Lightning, like, front and center on the poster is really cool as well. Like, it's cool that you have, like, the leads from all the shows in, like, a center circle, if you want to call it, at the front. Of course, we have Mick Rory down there at the bottom left. Can't have a Crisis poster without our good old friend Heatwave or Mick Rory there. But yeah, having Black Lightning there, cool. Having Black Lightning there is cool. I did think there might be more emphasis on Oliver in the poster. Like, maybe Oliver could be where Batwoman was, but I think it's mainly because of the whole aesthetic thing with her having wings out. It just fits more in this poster like that. But yeah, overall it's a cool poster. As I said, apparently we're getting another one. That's for us to wait and see. And I think if we do get another one, it'll either be maybe a recreation of the comic cover, or it will literally be an anti-monitor focused poster. But we'll have to wait and see. Now, on to some other stuff now. I'm sure a decent amount of you would already know this, as it was pretty widespread yesterday, and even I posted about it on my community tab. But Stargirl, the character from the new show on the DC streaming service, or DC Universe, called, well, Stargirl, will make her debut in Crisis on Infinite Earth. So she will appear on there before her actual show airs on DC Universe, which is pretty crazy. Now, the size of this appearance wasn't really dived into or explained too much, but what was said was that her appearance will, quote-unquote, explain how she fits into the bigger DC live-action universe. Now, as some of you would know, there is a lot of animosity, I guess, from the DC Universe hardcore people, or stands, if you want to call them, in regards to the CW. Like, to them, DC Universe is the Holy Land and the CW is the Antichrist. So obviously this news was a bit triggering to them, but to those who enjoy, for the most part, what both services provide, like myself, and I'm sure a decent amount of you watching, this is awesome. It's a double win. Now, in regards to what is happening with Stargirl, we had the rumor coming out of like certain people connected to the industry in Hollywood that Stargirl itself, the show, would be moving to the CW, and that was where it would be airing, which, as you'd expect, had people like super confused as to what was happening with DC Universe, which has been a very confusing platform for a couple of reasons. But what is actually happening is that Stargirl will originally air on DC Universe, but the series will then be shown on the CW the day after the episodes premiere on DC Universe. So say the episodes are on a Tuesday on DC Universe, on Wednesday they'll be on the CW. And the show is meant to start in the second quarter of 2020, so I'd expect that around maybe April. I think that's the start of 2020, the quarter two, 2020. And it wouldn't surprise me if maybe it replaces Black Lightning when that show finishes off its season, because that has like a shorter season. But I'm sure we'll get updates on that soon enough, so I guess that's one of those like watch this space sort of things. Now, the thing with this is that you will be able to stream Stargirl for free on the CW app only a few hours after it's on the CW. So if you are a DC Universe subscriber who doesn't watch the shows as they come out, you may as well end your subscription, after that animated Harley Quinn shows which that starts I think next week. Unless you use the other services on there, like the old shows and the comics, I guess. Because Doom Patrol, the next show after Stargirl, or Doom Patrol Season 2, will be on HBO Max, which will be the subscription service you want to sub to if you're only going to choose one of them. Now, it is interesting that Stargirl is the only DC Universe show to get this treatment, appearing on another network in America. Why didn't they do that with Swamp Thing on another network that will allow it rating? Maybe put it on like even HBO or a network or a channel, that can allow that rating. It just surprised me because they could have earned more money from it and then maybe made it worthwhile keeping that show around. Even putting Titans and Doom Patrol on there as well, just to get some more viewership as well, would do that. Random that they would only do this with Stargirl and on the CW, but anyway. I can understand why Stargirl's coming to the CW, because CW already has an active DC fan base, and Stargirl as a show and character fits more in with the Flash and Supergirl and stuff like that, rather than Titans and Doom Patrol. Now, there is a rumor around this, this version of Stargirl being retconned into Arrowverse lore, so replacing the one that we saw on Legends of Tomorrow, and I guess the JSA from Stargirl doing the same with the JSA from Legends of Tomorrow. This is coming from scoopers associated with Titans and the DC Universe shows, but then again, they were denying that Stargirl was ever going to be associated with the CW, and it was all made up, so it's hard to believe them now when this has come true. And they've also been wrong on a couple of other things, but I guess that's for us to wait and see if they go through with that. But in regards to Crisis, Erica Durant, who of course we best know as Lois Lane on Smallville, talked about her time coming to film Crisis, but along with this, she also confirmed that she would be reprising her role as Allura, who is Supergirl's mother, in part 1 of Crisis, which is a Supergirl episode, and then in part 2, the Batwoman episode, that is where Lois Lane shows up. But this is what she had to say specifically about returning to the Smallville setting and just this Crisis crossover in general. It's a little bit of a look into their future and the different choices they've made to be together. It's a full circle moment that's really nice. My first thought was like, really? How are you going to manage this? But the writers are just spectacular about how they can pull all the different shows together, and all of these different characters, and they make sense of all the timelines. So I was at first very, very curious to see what it would be and getting to actually go out and do it. I, of course, was very excited to go back and get to play Lois again. It was bizarre because it felt like we hadn't missed a beat. It was just easy. It was like coming back in and working with family. It was a little bit bizarre because we went back on somebody else's show, but we're in a set that we're familiar with, the farm and all those things, so it was very, very cool. Now, I think with this confirmation that she's also playing Allura in part 1, this sort of does further confirm that the Smallville Lois and Clark, and specifically the Clark Kent from Smallville, are only in 1 or maybe 2 scenes. I think this pretty much confirms it. Erica being on set for a few days, before made people believe that there was much more of these 2 characters of Lois and Clark, and people definitely going on about Clark suiting up and stuff. But obviously, she was doing her Allura scenes for those other days, so yeah. Now, in regards to the Smallville Lois and Clark future that has gone over in Crisis, this is what Mark Guggenheim had to say on all of that. Every turn, every nuance, every little choice is just so perfect. The beautiful thing is that this material was written by Batwoman showrunner Caroline Dreers and writers Don Whitehead and Holly Henderson, who had all worked on Smallville. Having been writers on Smallville, I stepped aside and let them speak to where things were headed. As a fan of the show, it answered a lot of the questions that I had. It provided a lot of closure, I think, in a really nice way. Now, there was a new picture released from Entertainment Weekly in conjunction with this article. You can see this is the first, you actually get to see Clark and Lois, like an official image of them in Crisis. Clark is wearing a wedding ring. Obviously, Tom Welling is married in real life, so I'm assuming that's his real life wedding ring. But you would assume these two have got married by then, so they'll just work that into the plot. It will be interesting to see, I guess, what their purpose is in Crisis. Like, do they reveal some information? Do they have to get something from here? It'll be interesting because if they're in such limited scenes, whether that be 1 or 2 scenes, you don't think that'd be too integral to the plot. So it'll be interesting to see how they, wind them in. Now, Mark Guggenheim did talk about there being several cameos that were yet to be revealed, but one of them might be revealed. That one that was revealed was most likely the Stargirl stuff because of the news that it was going to be airing on CW. So I guess that was one that he prepared himself for, that information might come out as well. But in regards to other cameos, they might not release them at all unless they want to use it as like promotional material. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But there's only, as I said, only just over 2 weeks until Crisis starts. So I'd be surprised if there is more than at least one new, actor or character announced to being at Crisis. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know all of your opinions in the comments section down below on the poster and the information from Stargirl and stuff like that. If you enjoyed the video, want to drop a like on it to show support. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.